Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Ichigo Kurosaki was the reincarnation of Gojo Satoru, the honor one. I belong honor one. Da, 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 da. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Okay, so let's just begin into where we kind of begin. We begin into mostly Ichigo kind of crying for the fact that mostly does his kid Ichigo. He is crying for his fact that his mother died towards a hollow, and he could do nothing but kind of just watch her die. He didn't even see the hollow. But this is where, well, he was crying. Of course, the hollow also there wanted to eat him and kill him. Of course, this is where, well, mostly Ichigo saw this, and all he could do is just see this. This is where his eyes went into a crystallized blue for a second, and his hair became white, almost permanently white, but it became a snowy white. This is where, well, almost entirely a snowy white color. But this is where, when the hollow was about to kill Ichigo, mostly its Grand Fisher, this is where, well, it got blocked in an instant. He was confused. He was like, what is this? What the? He can barely feel the spiritual reality of Ichigo's. But this is where Ichigo was kind of annoyed and angry for this like giant being. This is where Ichigo right now kind of lifts his hand up. He's doing this unconsciously, I should mention. This is Ichigo not taking over control of his body. But this is where he says, blue. This is where, well, the hollow itself, mostly its arms, almost just got ripped off his body, which it did. This is where, well, this Grand Fisher right now roars, and this is where he had to leave. He didn't know what this kid was, but this kid was dangerous. More dangerous than any hollow or mostly any soul reaper. This is where, well, Ichigo passes out after a while after using that technique, blue. This is where, well, mostly he was confused, but he passed out, but yeah. This is where, well, his hair was slowly changing to white that day. This is where we go into a time skip of when Ichigo is older now. He's able to see clearer. Mostly ever since he was younger, he was always able to see very clear. Able to also see when his father was going to attack him. Yeah, mostly Ichigo did not let his father even touch him once. Literally, he can also stop bullies from actually attacking him because he literally was able to control something called limitless. And the ability that he's able to learn with his eyes. He has two abilities and he does not know what it does. Well, he knows what it does, he just doesn't know how he got them. Ever since he was younger, his eyes, instead of being a brownish orangey color, they became a crystallized blue. His hair was slowly turning white. His father had no explanation about this because, first of all, his hair used to be orange and his mostly eyes used to be a brownish color. But now it's a crystallized blue and his hair is like slowly turning white. This is where, well, mostly gangsters around the whole mostly town when Ichigo was growing up, that would be a good idea to pick a fight with Ichigo. Ichigo still kicked the shit out of them, but much easier. He didn't get any bruises because he was using an ability called Limitless. This is where, well, mostly every delinquent in the entire like Kurakata town realized to pick a fight with Ichigo is like picking a fight with literally infinity because they can't even hurt him. Literally, they tried to hurt him, and this man is just right now just saying, weak. And yes, Ichigo is going to have kind of a god complex like Gojo. This is where, well, Ichigo usually pushed him away or kicked him in the face or whatever. Because he still knows how to throw hands. His father taught him that. Even though Ichigo doesn't use his limitless against his like parents or mostly his father or mostly his sisters because, well, he cares a lot about his family. So he doesn't use his powers too much when he's at home. He's actually quite respectful and quiet. But he does have somewhat of a god complex. This is where, well, with that happening, we go into Ichigo's kind of being in school. This is where his annoying ass friend, I forgot what was that one dude's name? But that one annoying motherfucker that won't shut up about anything, he's like, Ichigo! This is where, well, mostly Ichigo is almost asleep. He opened his eyes once to notice his annoying friend right now is kind of saying, yo, Ichigo, you want to go to the movies with us? This is where, well, he's trying to pat Ichigo's back, but again, can't really touch him because mostly Ichigo has this little bit of limitless trying to make sure no one bothers him or touches him. This is where, well, right now Ichigo says, leave me alone, I forgot his name. But this is where, well, mostly he said, aw, don't be mean, Ichigo. Come on, let's go with mostly, what's it called, the other guy. I forgot his name, mostly. I don't remember those two guys' name because I just don't care too much. But yeah. This is where, well, Ichigo just really doesn't want to be bothered right now. Because, well, yeah. This is where Ichigo says, where's Chad at? This is where, well, the guy with brown hair says, aw, what about me? Don't worry about Chad. Chad can protect himself. Ichigo kind of gets annoyed and says, "Tell me where's Chad at?" This is where, well, brown shirt kid's like, fine. Chad should be out in the convenience store, over there at the convenience store. Why? Ichigo gets up and walks away like he didn't care. He ditched school and didn't really care. This is where, well, we'll see someone with orange hair and, of course, like orangey eyes, who is known as Orihime, kind of noticed Ichigo. Now, every time mostly she ever sees Ichigo, she's quite interested with his white hair, crystallized blue eyes, and the fact that he has an attitude of like really being stoic as shit, but at the same time he has such a god complex because he can also be quite, and I mean literally arrogant to the point that he can piss off a lot of people, but those people can barely hurt him. Because, well, if you can't get through infinity, fuck off. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Ichigo kind of like sees Chad almost about to get attacked by like these bullies. And this is where, well, like these delinquents who are like right now kind of trying to fight him. Of course, this is where Chad was barely getting hurt until one of them tried to pull out a bat and try to attack Chad. Well, yeah, Chad. This is where, well, before Chad can even react, this is where Ichigo appears right now, blocking it with literally a finger. And he's using Limitless, of course, and this is where, well, the person says, "What the? It's the Infinity Monster!" This is where, well, Ichigo says, "That's so fucking annoying. That's such a dumb name now that I think about it." This is where Ichigo right now knees this person in the face and then grabs another person and then punch him in the face. This is where he grabs a phone, calls the ambulance, and this time he says, get mostly, I think you should get a lot of bandages, get also a lot of room for the hospital, and yes, I think you should get this many, like, mostly ambulance, and yeah, where we're at, though, we're in the street under this bridge, blah, blah, blah. You should probably come quick, because they're almost going to be dead. This is where the guy said, "Huh? You little?" This is where, well, Ichigo right now throws the phone away and kicks the shit of all these guys so much easier. His speed and power is so much better than most of the original canon. But yeah, this is where, well, Ichigo says, "You fucking pathetic weaklings. You could never touch me. You are nothing but weak." This is where, well, mostly, of course, is where Chad sees this. Of course, he's always amazed with Ichigo's skills because Ichigo is always, like, very interesting. Like, he is quite skilled in fighting and other things, but he doesn't like how Ichigo kind of becomes too much of a god and too arrogant in battle. Yes, Ichigo does become too arrogant in battle and does tell a lot of people that they're weak, pathetic, and they would never be able to touch him because he is a god amongst men. Yeah, that does kind of piss off a lot of people, but who's going to be able to touch Ichigo? Like, literally no one. Like, who the fuck is going to touch him? But this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly Ichigo finding the flowers being dropped, finding the delinquents that dropped them, and Ichigo still kicked the shit out of them and told them to never ever show their face again around here before he decides to mop the fucking floor with them. Again. This is where, well, mostly they ran because they know of Ichigo's, well, mostly title and powers, and yeah, well, they don't know if this is truly powers, but they just say they can never touch him. It like feels like they're hitting infinity at that point. But yeah, there's a lot of people having theories around Ichigo and his abilities, but they just think they're just people being high as shit or just drunk off their mind. But yeah, or people are just tired of shit. But yeah, they really don't care that much about the supernatural. But yeah. But we go into mostly a time skip of mostly Ichigo getting towards mostly, well, his house. This is where when Ichigo opened the door, his father says, "Ichigo!" This is where, well, his father was about to kick Ichigo, but this is where Ichigo kind of like grabs his father's leg and just throw him out of the way. This is where, well, mostly Ichigo asks his sister, I forgot the orange hair girl, but I do know his like other sister being Karin, and the other one, I think his name Flip, I don't remember. But pretty much, he kind of asks the other one that's not Karin about what's for dinner, and this is where she says, "Oh, for dinner it's rice and mostly omelet." Well, I'm just gonna say omelet for this. I don't know. Okay, I don't know about mostly Japanese food cultures right now. I'm way too uncultured with that. I would say ramen, but no, that's not something to be eating at home. Unless you broke. But yeah, not the point. This is where, well, mostly Ichigo kind of says, "I see. Then I'll be washing my hands and getting ready then." This is where, well, just like our original canon, he eats, he then like goes to his room and like falls asleep. This is where, well, he would kind of fall asleep if it wasn't for a burglar kind of breaking into his house. This is where Ichigo says, "What the hell?" This is where, well, the girl who is known as Rukia right now talks to herself saying, "Okay, I hear a hollow around here, but I can't sense it." This is where Ichigo kind of yawns, and this is where, well, most of Rukia didn't notice this because she thinks that most of Ichigo won't be able to see her until Ichigo kind of like grabs her head and says, "Hey, burglar, why are you in my house? And if you are a burglar, get the hell out of my house before I throw you out the window." This is where Rukia is shocked to believe that mostly Ichigo could see her and even touch her. And before she could even react, Ichigo tossed her out the window. Literally did not care. He literally said, "Yeah, I'm not dealing with that bitch. Whoever she is, don't care." Yeah, Ichigo was a complete menace with that. The fact that he just like tossed Rukia out the window. Rukia was just confused, shocked, and she landed on the trash can. Yeah, mostly she was just so fucking lost. She was confused also. She was like, "What the hell? What the hell?" This is where, well, mostly with Ichigo, we go back to Ichigo's POV. Ichigo went back to whatever he was doing. And when Ichigo kind of was going back to sleep, he hears a loud crush outside, or like, not crunch, crash, mostly a loud kind of crash outside. This is where Ichigo goes outside just to see a giant hollow about to eat his like sister. This is where, well, the what's it called, the Soul Reaper known Rukia kind of got hurt in the middle of battle because she tried to sneak attack the hollow, but the hollow was fast enough. And this is where, well, mostly Rukia is about to die also, and this is where she says, "Damn it, damn it." This is where she noticed the human known as Ichigo, or well, she doesn't know his name just yet, but this is where, well, Ichigo says, "Hey, if it isn't that burglar, what the hell is happening? And what is that thing?" This is where Rukia says, "Get away. That thing is going to kill you if you stay here any longer." This is where Ichigo says, "Nah, I'll win." This is where, "Nah, I'll win." That's what he said. Also, if you're noticing that my voice is kind of getting distant and other things, I'm doing other things. But yeah, while kind of talking. Sorry about that. But of course, mostly Ichigo says, "Nah, I'll win." This is where, well, with such confidence, because that's what Gojo does. He's too confident for his own good. While Ichigo is about to kind of like fight against this thing, the hollow tries to attack him, but this is where Ichigo uses Limitless, blocking the thing. This is where Ichigo kind of narrows his eyes at mostly the hollow, and this is where Ichigo right now kind of tries to convert his hand real fast enough to using blue. But since he still isn't too skilled in using blue, he actually gets cut in the chest. This is where he says, "Damn it, I was about to use that technique. Don't know if that would have worked." This is where Rukia says, "Damn it, that idiot." She only had an idea, and that's to actually give her Shinigami powers towards Ichigo. When she does that, Ichigo comes out with his like Soul Reaper attire, just like original canon. Ichigo says, "What the hell just happened? How the hell did I change clothes? What is this, some kind of anime?" This is where, well, mostly Rukia kind of says, "What are you doing, idiot? Attack!" This is where Ichigo does dodge the hollow pretty fast. And this is where, well, he actually noticed one thing. This is not his actual sword. With his blue eyes, his crystallized blue eyes called the Six Eyes, it's telling him this sword is not his. But this is where Ichigo didn't care. He still struck the hollow in his like mask, cutting it apart. That's where Ichigo says, What is this? What sword is this?" This is where Rukia is saying, "Why is that sword so big?" Okay, that sounded wrong. Pause for a second. Okay, pause. But this is where, well, mostly Rukia is just questioning who exactly Ichigo is. Now, Ichigo's hair fully turned white, actually, as you mentioned. His spiritual reality and other things just fully made his hair turn white. This is where, oh, Ichigo says, "What the? My hair is no longer orange and white. What the hell happened?" This is where he narrows his eyes at Rukia, thinking that Rukia did something to his hair to make it kind of become a whitish, mostly purely white snowy color, which Rukia had nothing to do with it. It's just mostly something awakened within his body, making his hair become fully white. This is where, well, Ichigo gets annoyed, but whatever. He gets out, well, he tried to get out of the Soul Reaper form by going back into his body. Of course, this is where, well, he doesn't know what to do with Rukia, but yeah, just give her room in the, house. Now, this is where, well, mostly the next day happens, and this is where his parents saying, "This is crazy, like a truck smashed in here." This is where, well, Ichigo says, "Truck? What do you mean, truck?" Whatever. He noticed that Rukia was gone from her bed, the room that mostly Ichigo put her in, and says, "Okay, don't know where she went." This is where Ichigo goes to school. He goes to school, but problem is Ichigo's hair is still like an orange white, but in his Soul Reaper form is a purely white. It's like a snowy white. But yeah, Ichigo says, whatever. My hair is back to orangey white. What the hell was that? Man, it felt like some kind of fever dream that I had. Crazy. Whatever. He goes to school, and this is where, he noticed one thing. Rukia appearing, and this is where she says, "Hello, my name is Rukia." I think she says her last name. I forgot what is it. But this is where, mostly she smiles, and this is where, she then waves at Ichigo, saying, "Hey, Ichigo." This is where, or mostly, "Hey, orange guy, hair kid, snowy." Yeah, she still doesn't know who exactly Ichigo was. Oh, she did know because Ichigo did tell his name to her, and that also kind of Rukia tell what's it called, Ichigo's name, or mostly her name to Ichigo. But yeah, but of course, where she waves towards Ichigo and people say, "How you know Rukia already?" And this is where Ichigo right now has a tick mark. Say, "Piss off already, assholes. You weaklings." Making every guy shut the fuck up because, ain't no one gonna fight Ichigo. Ain't no one gonna go toss the salad with Ichigo because Ichigo can toss their salad much easier. He can go toss the whole goddamn school salad. But this is where, mostly Rukia grabbed Ichigo from mostly his shirt because he didn't activate mostly Limitless. And this is where, Ichigo says, "Tell me why the hell you're in my school?" Ichigo questioned. This is where Rukia said, this is where she then kind of draws on the what's it called drawings and says, "This is why I'm here." This is where, she explains that she gave too much of her, mostly reality towards Ichigo, and she can't right now go back to the society looking like that. Ichigo says, "Man, it'd be so much easier for me to understand if your drawings didn't suck so much." This is where Rukia tries to stomp on his feet, but realizes she can't. Ichigo's ability of Six Eyes, mostly not Six Eyes, just Limitless actually stopped it. This is where Ichigo says, "Huh? What are you doing there, small fry? What, you can't hurt me? Meh." This is where, Rukia tries to punch him in the gut, but that didn't work. Rukia says, What is this?" Ichigo says, "Don't know what this is, but who really cares? Whatever, short stack. Realize this, I don't care about what your experiments are, and I don't care about being the substitute Soul Reaper. So all about this stuff of me helping and saving people, I ain't gonna do that." This is where Rukia says, "What? But you have to. You're a substitute Shinigami." This is where Ichigo says, "Meh, I don't really care too much." This is where Hollow appears, and this is where, Rukia says, "Fine, if you don't want to." This is where she got her kind of glove and tries to punch at Ichigo, but then again, Limitless blocking it. Ichigo says, "What is that sound?" This is where his six-eyed managed to pick up the, what's it called, mostly Hollow, and rush over there. This is where Ichigo kind of jumps off the school. Of course, he finds out that mostly when he jumps off of high places, he can actually use Limitless to kind of land himself softly. By kind of pushing out mostly the Limitless and mostly the spot between them to kind of look like he's flying, but not really. This is where, mostly he kind of landed down on the ground and kind of start rushing towards the location of, the Hollow. The Hollow is right now roaring and it's about to attack a kid, and this is where Ichigo says, "Damn it!" This is where Ichigo right now makes a blue ball appear in his hand. Much more easier now that he thinks about it. He can actually create much faster. But he doesn't care right now because he did just unlock his Ryaku a bit. And this is where, mostly he then kind of just tosses straight to the Hollow. And the Hollow was right now sucked in and just disappeared. Yeah, it was just, pew, he's gone. This is where Rukia was shocked. What is that? Ichigo kind of goes up to the kid and saying, "Are you okay?" This is where, or mostly it wasn't a kid, it was like human soul kid. And this is where, the kid nodded, and this is where Ichigo says, "Good to know. Well, I'm happy that you're okay, kid." This is where, Rukia questions Ichigo and what exactly that was. Ichigo says, "Don't know, short stack. I still don't really know." This is where Rukia says, "Stop calling me that." No. Until you can hurt me, no. This is where Rukia tries to punch him again, but that didn't work because Limitless. She is so goddamn confused with the ability. She has never heard of a human being able to possess this ability. And of course, being able to somewhat temporarily fly or jump off of like tall buildings. This is where, she heard of modified souls, but they are not the same. Ichigo's ability is way different from a human. Well, she had heard about humans that have like these special abilities, but that's only awakened through mostly a Hollow's like mostly spiritual pressure, somewhat. And this is where, well, mostly Ichigo's ability is so odd. It seems to be like able to kind of temper with space a bit, like him able to make this barrier with space, or the fact that mostly Ichigo has already kind of known what exactly Rukia is. Shinigami, mostly its eyes already told him all the information, but yeah. But this is where, well, Ichigo should also mention he wears glasses, like these dark shaded glasses, because he knows that mostly his six eyes kind of go overboard and telling him a lot of information. And if he wears like dark shades or whatever, he finds out that mostly they block out information. Too much information that he has, they get blocked out. Now he knows that if he wears a blindfold, it's way better, but he's not wearing a blindfold. He's not that stupid enough to go into like straight up just public park or like public space and everyone would be questioning why he's wearing a blindfold. But other than that, for right now, I'm going to end it off here. But bye, see you, good night, potato, and yeah, see ya.